Hey, good Saturday morning, everyone. I'm StormTracker12 meteorologist Isaac Cleland. In this video, I'm going to focus on just today regarding the incoming snow. I want to start off with the look at the advisories map. There is a winter weather advisory in effect here for Isabella, Midland Bay, Huron, Gladwin, Aranac, and Iosco counties. Most of these advisories begin at noon today and expire at 7 a.m. Sunday, although in Isabella County, the advisory does begin at 7 a.m. Regardless, guys, we're going to be seeing this snow moving in later on this morning into the early afternoon with the greatest intensity during the mid to late afternoon and evening hours. Once we get past midnight or 1 a.m., things will really be tapering off. Now, this forecast is certainly complex. We're dealing with two separate waves of energy, one coming up from this direction here. In fact, there's some sleet and freezing drizzle could mix in with the snow through these areas. Meanwhile, a second piece of energy coming in from this direction, from Minnesota and Wisconsin. And because they're kind of separated, it definitely creates some complexity in snowfall amounts and timing and how exactly things will be playing out here. So let's discuss what's going on. This is a look at the radar here just before 3:30 this morning. You can see snow in Minnesota, Wisconsin, trying to stretch into lower Michigan. Initially, guys, this is going to struggle to move into lower Michigan, but with time, we'll eventually see it moving in. Again, the greatest coverage of snow will be during the afternoon and evening. Also, the wave off to the south is really not even developed at this point. You can notice nothing really on radar at this point in time, but it will be developing and filling in as we move forward. So here's the hour by hour. 5 a.m. we'll move this forward to 1 a.m. You can see the system off to the south here organizing a snow, sleet, freezing rain mixture, even rain further off to the south, but we're going to focus on the snow and the wintry mix here. That's one half of the system. Notice it's completely separated from this northern stream of snow that's moving in. Here's by 4 p.m. You can still see a gap here, and that's the biggest thing here, guys, is we'll see the snow across central and northern parts of the viewing area. With the northern piece of energy, this northern piece of energy here, the snow, doesn't really make it to the southern parts of the area. We're focusing on this southern stream, and it's just going to be the question of how well does this organize and how far to the north does this southern piece of energy make it, because that'll impact what we see for the southern parts of the area. Regardless, late afternoon and evening, this will be when we see the greatest coverage of the snow, and then once we get past midnight, things will taper off. Here's a closer look hour by hour, 9 a.m., 11 a.m., 1 p.m. You see the snow moving in. Here's 4 p.m., greatest coverage, central and northern parts of the area. Further south, snow's going to take the longest to get going here, as we're relying on that southern piece of energy to try to move in and get that snow going by late afternoon and evening. Here's 10 p.m., 1 a.m., and overnight things really do taper off. So here's the snowfall forecast, guys. Let's discuss what's going on here. Along and south of I-69 favoring an inch or less in the white area here, 1 to 3, and then further off to the north, 3 to 5. That's the simple version. There are a couple of risks, though, and some lower confidence details here to discuss. So we'll start with this red dashed area. This is where, again, an inch or less is favored. Localized totals up to 2 inches are possible depending on how well that southern piece of energy can organize. Low end risk, too, that it could mix with some sleet or freezing drizzle, although I do think it is mainly snow. The second area of lower confidence we need to discuss is inside this orange dashed area. There may be a pretty sharp gradient here in areas that see more than 3 versus seeing less than 3 in any very small shift to the north or south here, as far as where that line between who sees more than 3 and who sees less than 3 sets up could mean a difference there, quite a bit of a difference in snowfall totals. So certainly some lower confidence in this orange dashed area in terms of the exact snowfall totals there, guys. So that's all I have for this morning's update. Have a great Saturday.